What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video is going to be an interesting one. I'm very curious what my thoughts will be on this, but I'm going to be doing my first classes of the new Peloton Strength Plus app and give my thoughts, see what I think. Essentially, Peloton came out with another app called Strength Plus, and this is kind of a play on the gym content that they've been releasing in the normal Peloton app, where the workouts are not classes led by instructors, they're just like a list of exercises to do. And there's a lot of content on this app. Like, Peloton definitely put a lot of thought into this. And there's programs that are designed by different instructors, which I definitely want to try those out as well. But I'm mostly interested in the generator on the app. So essentially, it can generate a workout for you. I assume this uses AI, but honestly, I don't know if it's just like, they just have X amount of workouts and they just plan something based on what you say. But we'll see. I'm very interested. So you go in and you can customize your workout. So you can select a workout time anywhere between 10 and 60 minutes. Then you can select your muscles that you want to target. So you have upper body, lower body, core, push, pull, and full body. Then you can select your focus, which is build strength, build muscle, or endurance. And that's going to be the number of reps you do. The workout difficulty, so beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then the equipment. And I actually think one of the most interesting things is the equipment selection. So you can do none, so body weight, only dumbbells, your equipment, or all gym equipment. And on this app, you can select what equipment you have available to you, which personally I love as someone who works out in an apartment gym that has some equipment, but definitely not all the equipment. I appreciate I can tell Peloton what I have, and hopefully they use the information I give them well. So out of the equipment, you can select barbell, which I do have, bench, which I have, cable machine, which I have, dip bar, which I don't have, dumbbells, which I have, foam roller, which I have, jump rope, which I don't have, kettlebell, which I do have, lat pull down cable machine, which I do have, leg curl machine, I don't have, leg extension machine, I don't have, leg press machine, I don't have, resistance bands, I don't have, medicine ball, I do have, multi-press machine, I don't have, plyo box, I don't have, pull-up bar, I don't have, seated cable row machine, I don't have, Swiss ball, I don't have, and trap bar, I don't have. So I'm very interested to see what they come up with based on this information I have. I kind of have a random assortment of gym equipment. So I gave Peloton all that information, and then I'm going to try to just make a 3-day split and see if I like it, what I think of it. Does it rival, instructors' 3-day splits? I will say I am a huge fan of the instructor kind of talking me through everything, but I do see the benefit of being able to listen to your own music, hype yourself up, kind of go at your own pace. So my plan is to do a pull day today, a push day another day, and then the last day will be legs and core. I feel like that's a pretty typical 3-day split setup. So today is pull day. I say I want a 30-minute workout. I want to focus on building muscles, which is 8 to 12 reps. Workout difficulty is intermediate. I want a warm-up, and I'm going to be using my equipment. And then once you put that in, you basically get a workout on your phone, and you can refresh it as many times as you want, which, not gonna lie, I refreshed it a couple times because I was just curious. And it does seem like it switches out some moves a lot, but at the same time, you're still doing a lot of the same moves. But to be fair, pull moves, you're gonna have to do some rows, right? So it makes sense that we see them in every single version of this workout. So I have a warm-up, and then I just have one block. The warm-up is broken down into all 30 seconds moves, and then the set itself is all just number of reps. So yeah, I'm very curious how long this takes me. I always love new content, and I definitely love having content where it's telling me how to use gym equipment effectively, hopefully. So we'll see how this goes. So let's go to the gym, hit the mat, and hit the bench, and do a 30-minute pull split class that was generated on an app and see what I think. I have so many thoughts about this app, but overall, pretty positive. I am excited. I do think that the absolute best thing is that it does offer personalized workouts based on what equipment you have. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I've never used the equipment that I've used today in the apartment gym just because I do so much Peloton content, which is mostly dumbbells. I mean, Andy had that one program where you do some bench work too, but that's pretty much it. And I would love to use gym equipment that I do have access to. So that is a huge, huge plus. But we'll start from the beginning. I had a 4-minute warm up and it was just 4 moves, 30 seconds each, and we repeated it once. The warm up, I'm just okay with. It was 30 seconds of child pose, 30 seconds of cobra stretch, 30 seconds of prone IYWT, and then 30 seconds of chest peels. The good thing about the warm-up and the normal work set as well is that essentially you would scroll to it, like you scrolled to get to the next move, and every single exercise had a video associated with it. So if you didn't know what any of these moves are, you can easily see a video, know what you have to do. This was not my favorite warm-up, mostly because it was a lot of static poses or poses that you don't move around. Like, I don't really feel like I warmed up from it that much, but I could also be biased because I just came off of Total Strength 2 with Andy, and that is like a lot of warm-up. So it was just like something I wasn't super used to. Like, I don't know if I need to do 30 seconds of child's pose twice during my warm-up. So I thought this was just like a very much okay warm-up. And as far as I understand right now, there's no way to be like, give me less static moves. I could also add warm-up if I want. Like, another nice thing is that you scroll to the next move at all times. So if you want to do something else or add something to this workout, it's like really, really easy to do that. Then we got into our main set, which was just one block. And the like setup of this set was 8 reps of each move, and you did that 3 times. The reps had no time limit. Like, basically you just scrolled to the next step once you were done with the reps. But it did program a minute of rest after every single set of reps and then 30 seconds between the different moves. And this is kind of where my first problem happened. I feel like that's not really my ideal rest, which again, I don't think there's any way to like program that, but you can change it in the moment. My thing is a minute of rest is like a lot of rest for only 8 reps, even if I am trying to push the weight pretty aggressively. And then 30 seconds in between the different moves is just straight up not enough time, especially because some of theirs is machine work that you have to set up correctly. So it felt like during the minute rest, I was constantly going down to 30 seconds, which is very easy. Like, essentially you scroll, you go to a page that says a minute rest, and then there's like a -15 and +15 that you can hit. So it's very easy to adjust, but like I had to adjust it every single time. And then the 30 seconds of rest in between the moves, sometimes I needed way longer than that to set up the machine or get to the machine. So yeah, I don't know exactly how to fix that. Also, once you hit the rest, it doesn't like automatically go to the next move. You scroll anyways, so it's not like that big of a deal. And you are working on your own timeline, so it's not that hard to adjust, but I do think it makes the experience a little less smooth. And I wish that you could just say at the beginning, like, hey, I'm good with like 30 seconds of rest, and then give you more time in between the different movements. But we started off, we did a renegade row in a plank position. I did 25 pounds, which felt good, and I did 25 pounds for all 3 sets. Another thing that I really like is you can put what weight that you do the moves in, and then once you put one weight, it'll like assume you do the same weight for the next move as long as you don't change it. So did 25 pounds 3 times, that felt good. Then I had to go over to the lat pull down machine, and I actually didn't know what even a good weight for this would be for me because I haven't done lat pull downs in a very, very long time. And this again was 3 sets of 8 reps. I did 50 pounds for the first set, and then I went up to 60 for the second 2. And I feel like 60 was a good push weight, felt good. No complaints. I liked using the machine. It was fun. Like, I do like using gym equipment. I'm just so integrated with Peloton that I really never have the chance to. Then we went back to the mat for dumbbell wide grip bent over rows. I did 25 pounds for all 3 sets of 8 reps. And I forgot to put 25 pounds in the first time. When you finish the workout, it's like, oh, do you need to like edit the reps or the weight for any of the like sets that you did? And I hit no. And that's because I didn't realize that I had like no weight entered for the first set, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I know that it was 25 pounds, but something to keep in mind, it doesn't seem like once you hit that no, you can like go back and edit it later. So you got to edit it right at the end. And yeah, that was also a good set. Like I like wide grip bent over rows. Definitely hard for me, like 25 pounds felt good there. And then we finished off with 8 reps per side, standing cable rows. Again, a new move for me. Again, I did not know what weight to use. I did 25 pounds for the first 2 times and then 30 pounds for the last one. This move, I feel like was actually kind of complex. Like there was a lot going on. And I do feel like specifically in this move, since I've never done it before, I did miss an instructor walking me through it and like really telling me what I need to focus on. I feel like I was rotating my core too much and I don't think I was supposed to be doing that. And yeah, like you need to kind of be in like a bent lunge position and then also move your arms back and forth. There's just a lot of different moving parts. And I feel like I watched the video, I tried to emulate, but having someone talk me through it definitely would have been beneficial. So this last move was really where I was like, I could use an instructor. This was selected as intermediate, so maybe since I am newer to the gym equipment, I should select beginner to get some easier moves, because I do think that a standing cable row would be hard for somebody to do as a beginner and like have just a video to reference. But hopefully I did it right. It felt good. And then the workout was over. This entire workout took me 23 minutes, which includes the time of like going over the machines and setting them up, because especially with the standing cable row, it probably took me like a minute and a half to set it up. I had to like adjust it and put the right attachment on and like, yeah, watch this video to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. So definitely less than the 30 minutes scheduled. I think that is because I did cut out a lot of rest. Like I just don't need a minute of rest. Sometimes I did go up to 45 seconds though. Again, I feel like if I'm in charge of rest, it is not great. Like I kind of need an instructor to just be like, this is the rest that you're gonna get. But yeah, I think overall it was a good workout. It wasn't anything like super, super crazy. And it was very, very pull focused. That is another thing that I'm not super jazzed about. When you make a workout, you can only select one focus area. Like I'd love like pull and legs or something like that, just to be curious and like kind of get it mixed up, because yes, I mean, we did a lot of pull in this workout, right? Like everything was pull, which I don't know. I just feel like it felt even more pull focused than a normal pull split to me. But I did like it, and I'm curious to see kind of as I progress through this made up split if I feel like the classes go hand in hand. But yeah, today was a good day. Enjoyability, I would give like a 7.5 out of 10. I did find using the gym equipment enjoyable. I really like the personalized workout. And I did like listening to my own music. I listened to Tyler, the Creator's like semi-new album. And you know, I was jamming out. I was having a good time. I was pushing the weights. But yeah, I do think that there's some things that were like not as smooth, like setting up all the gym equipment and then like changing the rest time like all the time. And the warm-up was a little meh for me. Difficulty, I would give like a 7 out of 10. I don't think this was crazy difficult, but I do think that it set out what it was supposed to do. It was a pull day. We definitely worked on building muscle. We got the reps up. And yeah, I think that it was a interesting first day, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the week goes. It is now a few days later, and I'm ready for my next class in my made-up 3-day split. And we're gonna try something a little bit different today. I'm gonna do a 45-minute class, which is not something I would typically gravitate towards, but I think that it will take me less time. So I'm kind of interested to see like the difference between a 30 and 45 minutes, since last time it took me, roughly 25% less time than the AI thought I would. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Today's gonna be push day, and I pretty much set all the settings the same except for the 45-minute workout time. So we have push muscles, build muscle focus, workout difficulty intermediate, and using my equipment. Last time I was at the gym, I actually realized I had some more equipment than I thought. So I did add to my equipment seated cable machine and push press machine. So we'll have to see if they want to use it for today. But just looking at the workout really quick, I'll get more into it after I take it. There are 2 blocks instead of 1 block after a warm up, which I do think I'll like more. 1 block does not feel like a ton. So that is what's on the agenda today. Let's go to the gym, hit the mat, hit some workout equipment, and knock out this 45-minute push class. The robot definitely pushed me hard today. Yeah, for push day, they were pushing me. But I did like this class more than the pool class I took. I think that 45 minutes is the correct length for me. I really liked having 2 blocks, so that's good to know. Also, in general, I feel like push is harder than pool, and I was really trying to pick heavy weights today. But a lot of new moves and definitely feel the burn. I stretched out for a long time after this, and I still feel like I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. Actually, one thing I would love to see in this app is a stretch at the end. You can add a warm up. I feel like you should also be able to add a stretch, but I just stretched on my own. I could also have gone over to the Peloton app and taken a stretch with an instructor, but yeah, man, oh man, I was tired at the end. So this class took me 36 minutes. I actually used the majority of the rest that the robot gave me, but I did skip the second round of the warm-up. And the reason why is I felt like it was already quite long, and I had already run a mile as kind of a warm-up as well. So the warm-up was 30 seconds of halos, which I used 10 pounds, 30 seconds of bent over YTWs, 30 seconds chest opener, 30 seconds shoulder car, 30 seconds push-ups, making me doing push-ups in the warm-up, and then 30 seconds cat-cow. And I definitely like this warm-up more than last time because it was a little more dynamic. We were moving around a little bit more. Really only the chest opener was the only move that you were just holding still. But at the end of it, that's already a 3-minute warm-up. I didn't feel like I needed to do that again, so I just skipped it. Then we got into block 1, which was a lot of barbell work, and I actually think I'm gonna remove from my equipment that I have a barbell. We do have a barbell in the gym. It is very, very wonky. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a real barbell. It's like a travel barbell maybe, where it's just very not sturdy. So some of this I tried with the barbell, and then some of this I just used dumbbells, and I thought that was fine. But if I wanted to use the equipment that I have, I think I'm gonna remove it to try to get better moves in the future. So we started off, we did 8 reps of everything in this block, and we did each move 3 times. We started off with barbell bench presses. I used 40 pounds. Then barbell push jerk, which was essentially kind of like a push press, go down a little bit and then shoot the barbell up. I used 30 pounds the first time and 40 the second 2. That's the other thing, especially in this block, a lot of the moves are new to me, so kind of a lot of experimenting, which is fine. I do appreciate that you can label each time that you do it if you go up in weights. Then we did a neutral grip chest press, which I forgot to record my weights, but I used 25-pound dumbbells for. And yeah, I did edit some of my moves at the end of the class. I knew that I had not put them in correctly, but I totally forgot that I just didn't put in any weight for the neutral grip chest presses. I wish that you could either edit post, which I can't figure out if you can do that, or if when you edit it, it's hey, you just left this blank, do you want to fill this in? That would also be a good notification. But alas, it's fine. It doesn't really matter, just kind of notes for the future. And then we finished off this set with a barbell thruster, which is kind of similar to the push jerk, except it's you're doing a full squat and then going up. I did 30 pounds the first time and then 40 pounds the second 2 times. And I like this move because it felt a little more full body. Like the majority of these moves are just so push focused, which it is a push day, so I get it. But I guess I am more used to Peloton classes where even if it's a push day, I feel like we usually kind of like throw in some other moves as well. So that was the first set, feeling good. Then we went into block 2 where we upped all of our reps to 12 reps. And we only had 3 moves in this class. And honestly, even by now, I was pretty tired. We started off with just normal tricep kickbacks. I used 15 pounds. Even this felt hard. Like we were getting to a point where we were doing a lot of push movements. Also, I am not gonna lie, I did Google if tricep kickback was push or pull movement because until this day I thought it was a pull movement, but it is push because you are pushing the weight away from your body. But the tricep kickback's always good. Then we went into a cable rope tricep extension, which I've never done this before because I've done like no cable work. I used 30 pounds and man, oh man, was this hard. This was the time where I was like really hitting the minute recovery. Before that, I was like mostly doing 45 seconds with some 30 seconds, but like majority 45. But stacking the tricep kickbacks with tricep extensions, like man, oh man, they really wanted me to work. So I was taking the full minute, which is fine. That's like what is programmed. But I actually really like that move. I like the cable machine. I think it's pretty cool. And like, I like that they have very specific videos you can watch. I was really trying to get the form. And then we finished off with dumbbell chest flies. And at this point, I was just so dead. I used 12 pounds, which is not like super low for me. Usually I would try to push up to 15, but I feel like with the 12 reps, 12 pounds is the correct weight. Again, I was taking the full minute of recovery. I really liked block 2. My only kind of note overall is I wish for the dumbbell work, like the dumbbell chest flies and the neutral grip chest press, that we did it on the bench. I guess I could have just done it anyways, but the examples they show are on the floor. And I just feel like if I have a bench, why not use it? But you know, maybe the robot has an idea why and they think that doing it on the floor is better. I know that like doing things on the bench can change the muscles you work, you know, you kind of have more room. So who knows? But then the class was over. And yeah, this one was definitely a hard one. I definitely feel like I got a good workout in. I feel like 36 minutes, like I'm not trying to rush through it at all. It'd be fine if it took the full 45, but I definitely think that like 30 to 40 is kind of my sweet spot of like feeling like I got a good strength workout in. I liked having 2 blocks, so if you need to say 45 minutes to get 2 blocks, I will keep doing that. And honestly, I didn't hate it, surprisingly, because I really don't like push days. Like push days are definitely my least favorite day. So, you know, we got through it. I listened to Noah Kahan, which I don't think is the vibe for weightlifting. I think I need something more hype. So now I know for next time. Another thing to note is it seems like I cannot connect my watch. The first time I did this, I used my phone because I couldn't get the app working on my iPad. And I didn't realize that the app has a different app than the normal Peloton app on your watch, which makes sense. But I did figure that out this time, but it seems like it can't connect to my iPad. It would have to connect to my phone, which isn't a huge deal to not get heart rate information. Like I just track it as a normal workout on my watch then. But yeah, I think that you would be able to get that information. And then I assume if you had heart rate information, that would import to Peloton. But besides that, like nothing really imports to Peloton. Like on my Peloton app, I can just see that I did a strength workout and that's pretty much it. So I kind of wish that more imported to Peloton, but maybe that's coming into the future just to kind of have like notes about the workout. Like they have a really nice summary on the app itself saying like what weights you use. So if we could put that into Peloton, that would be great, but maybe in the future. Overall though, today was a good day. I would say enjoyability, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10, just because push movements are not my favorite, but I did appreciate, I feel like we did some new moves here. I liked using equipment, liked using the cable machine, but I just feel like at the same time too, I do like having the personalized instructor. I do really appreciate the videos. But you know, sometimes I need someone to push me through push day. And yeah, like obviously this workout does not like give you any encouragement. But yeah, it was still like enjoyable. I liked it. I feel like I got a good workout in, which that is kind of like my main enjoyability factor. I want to feel like got good work in and got out of there. Difficulty, I thought was pretty difficult. I did push the weights a lot, but yeah, I mean, 45 minutes of push is no joke, and we do such focused push movements. So difficulty, I would give like an 8.5 out of 10. At the same time, you are in control of your rest, so that is nice, and I do think that like a decent amount of rest is programmed, but yeah, you're gonna be working. And yeah, I like this class a lot. So I am interested to see how leg and core goes next time. It is now 2 days later, and man, oh man, I was sore yesterday. That push workout was definitely very effective, and I think like a little bit longer than I would typically do for a push workout. So it was good, but I'm feeling good today, and I'm ready to wrap up the split. So today I feel like really highlights my issues with the app. So I want to do lower body and core. And of course you cannot select that in the like target muscles. I really don't know why you can't select multiple target muscles in one workout, but we'll work with it. So I'm going to start off just doing a 30-minute lower body class. I know I did say that I like to do the 45, but I feel like with the core that it's just going to be too long. And I also am doing a 10K in 2 days, and I don't want to be super sore for it. So we're going to go a little bit lighter on the legs today, but we'll still push it. I still have a recovery day tomorrow. So we have 30 minutes lower body, build muscles, intermediate, and using my equipment. I did remove the barbell from my equipment because it's very wonky. So I do think that the majority of these moves are like just dumbbells, which is fine. We have a little bit of bench work, but besides that, dumbbells. And for some reason with legs, it seems like they always give you multiple blocks. And I know I said I liked multiple blocks last time, but then I thought about it, and the blocks are pretty much the same thing because every single format is just like 3 times of a move. But I don't know, something about the different blocks gets me. So we have 3 blocks, but 2 of the blocks only have 1 move. So we'll see how this goes today. I'm excited. We have a little bit of a warm up, and then we'll get into the blocks. But then the next issue is I can't create the core class until I am done with this class. So after this, I'm going to create the core class on the fly. I'm going to do 10 minutes and say no warm up and do body weight because I don't know, I feel like I like body weight core. So that is what is on the agenda for today. Let's go to the gym, hit the mat, hit the bench, and wrap up my last day of my 3-day split. Another good, tough workout day. I'll review the lower body first and then get into the core. But the lower body was absolutely no joke. I selected a 30-minute class, and this actually took me 31 minutes. There was definitely some time where I had to like grab dumbbells. And then also I pretty much took all the recovery that was given because a lot of these moves were like doing one side and then doing the other side. And there was no recovery between switching sides, which is fine, but then I wanted recovery when we got it. I also tried to pick like aggressive weights because, I want this to be a good workout. But first off, I did a mile run as a warm up, and I'm very happy I did this because the warm up in this class was brutal. We started off with 30 seconds of burpees, which I do not identify as a warm up move. They were body weight, but yeah, just know like, if I went in cold to this, that would be pretty bad. I mean, you do have a preview of it, so I just didn't look close enough. So you could just like refresh it. Like it's really easy to just generate a different workout. But after the 30 seconds of burpees, we went into 30 seconds of squat thrusts, which is basically just burpees, but a little less than a normal burpee. Then we did 90-90 stretch, 30 seconds on each side, which I was happy with because we just did a minute of like intense body weight work. And then 30 seconds of hacky sack. And we did that circuit twice. Then we got into block 1, where we started off with a move I've never done before, lateral bench step up. So basically there's the bench, you step on it laterally, not a difficult concept. I had absolutely no clue what weight to choose for this. So I did two 25-pound dumbbells. And I think that was a good weight for me. Honestly, the kind of limiting factor for me is my grip strength, because you do 8 reps on one side and then immediately 8 reps on the other side. These took, I don't know, probably 5 seconds each. I wasn't doing them super fast. So I was holding the dumbbells for a long time. Then we did goblet squats, and this was weird because it says 8 reps per side. I don't know what it was referencing though. The video just showed a normal goblet squat. So I also just did a normal goblet squat and did 8 reps. I used one 30-pound dumbbell, tried to go pretty fast. That felt good. And then we finished off block 1 with RDLs, my fave. I used two 30-pound dumbbells, 8 reps, and I really like RDLs, so no complaints. And I feel like 30 pounds felt good, but honestly probably could have gone a little bit heavier. But I also don't think that this was a super easy class, so 30 pounds was fine. And as always, we did each of these moves 3 times, and I did usually 45 seconds of rest in between. Sometimes a minute. The step-ups, I wanted the full minute in between. Then we got into block 2, which was a dumbbell lateral lunge. I just used one weight and I used 25 pounds. You did 8 per side, and this was again you did it on one side, immediately to the next side before recovery. And I felt like that was a good weight, good move. I like the lateral lunges. And then we went into block 3 where we did curtsy taps, and this time we did 12 reps per side. I used one 25-pound dumbbell. Honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference between a curtsy tap and a curtsy lunge. I don't know if they're the same thing or if you're not supposed to go as low, but I was definitely doing closer to a curtsy lunge. So this one was pretty involved too, 12 reps on one side, 12 reps on the other side. You're doing the work. And then the class was over. I really liked this class. The warm-up, not my favorite, but the class itself, I feel like we really hit all the muscles, the lateral lunges, the RDLs, curtsy taps, they're all getting different leg muscles. And I felt like it was a good workout. I pushed myself definitely hard, definitely was getting my heart rate up, especially, in the warm-up, we're just starting with burpees. The heart rate is up right away. But yeah, I enjoyed this class and I would definitely take it again, maybe with a different warm-up. Enjoyability, I would give a 8.5 out of 10. I do like leg day probably the best. I don't know. I like pull day as well though. But yeah, leg day is good. I like the moves. I like pushing the weights. I feel like it was programmed pretty well. Really, just the burpees in the warm-up is my complaint. Difficulty, I would give a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I think the most difficult thing here was going side to side without any recovery. And especially the lateral bench step-ups, I just feel like that was a long move to not have recovery on. But besides that, it felt reasonable. It was a hard class, but it was a good class. And I also listened to Olivia Rodrigo the whole time during this workout. And I feel like she's a good one to listen to while doing strength. She was really pumping me up. And then after that, honestly, I was tired, but I'm you know what? We committed to this 10-minute core. So I did 10 minutes of core. And I also went up to endurance focus, which is 12 to 16 reps. And I did that because I felt less reps in core for body weight is not enough reps. But honestly, this workout, I'm not sure about. It was just 10 minutes. It took me 11 minutes. So you see how well I'm doing there. But there are only 2 moves. The first one was an inchworm shoulder tap, which you did 14 times, 3 times. And I can confidently say that is too many inchworm shoulder taps. I just feel like that move takes a while, and it's also kind of intense on the body, and just doing it 14 times and then having a 30-second break and then doing it 14 times again and then having a 30-second break and then doing it 14 times another time is a lot. I don't need to be doing 52 shoulder tap inchworms in a core class. So, it worked my core, but yeah, that one was just okay for me. I probably should have refreshed, but I had already refreshed once. I forget what the first suggestion was, and I was just no. So, we did it. I really didn't want to do it, but I'm you know what? The robot told me to. I'm going to push through. And then our second move was tuck-ups, 14 reps each. And this I felt was way more reasonable, definitely challenging, but it felt good. I definitely do better in core when there is a rep count rather than just like 30 seconds of this move, because then I will take breaks. But like the 14 reps, I'm like, all right, down to business, let's do these 14 reps, and then I get my recovery. So I like the tuck ups. And then the class was over. I mean, 10 minutes is very short, but I did like having a little bit of a core finisher. I'm actually not sure if I would have liked this at the beginning of the warm up or the end. I was like really unsure where to put it, but I think the end worked well. Enjoyability, I would give like a 6 out of 10. I mean, I don't love core and a lot of inchworm shoulder taps, as you have heard. So, it's a necessary evil. I think there could have been better moves, but I'm glad that I did it. Difficulty, I would give like a 7.5 out of 10. Honestly, the inchworms were getting pretty hard. I had to take some breaks. It is a very like full body movement. So a little bit on the harder side, and like the tuck ups were a good challenge as well. But overall, I didn't absolutely hate it for core, which I think says a lot. So overall, I actually liked this app a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was honestly going to take this and kind of be like, meh. I definitely like having an instructor more still, but I do see the benefit of this. I feel like I want to check out, there's a lot of programs on this app as well. So, I love the programs, and that's actually like written by a Peloton instructor. So I'm interested to try those, see what I think in a future video. But I honestly think this was like not a bad split. I like that you don't have to think. I like that you can just like refresh it. You can also go back and retake workouts. So if you did a workout that you really liked, you can bookmark it, go back. So I think that's really good functionality. And yeah, I think that this was a good move for Peloton. When I joined Equinox a couple years ago, I like really wanted to get into weightlifting, and I felt like I didn't really know how to. I was just kind of watching like random YouTubers, which is not to say that you can't get good advice from YouTubers. You definitely can. But I think that this would have served me better having it like integrated in the Peloton format. The videos are very easy to understand, and it's cool that like you can select all this different equipment. So I definitely think that's like who Peloton is trying to reach in this. Would I pay Peloton prices for just this? Probably not. Like, I feel like you also have to like the cardio classes or like something else on Peloton to make it worth it. But I do think that this is a nice addition if you already use Peloton, to use this strength app as well and, get some different workout in. I know that my split was kind of just like made of different classes. Like, I didn't tell it I wanted to do a 3-day split. I kind of just did it on my own. But I honestly feel like the classes worked well together, and I feel like we did what we set out to accomplish. We worked all the different muscles over a course of a week. So yeah, I enjoyed this app more than I thought, and I'm interested to keep playing with it. Let me know if you've tried out the Strength Plus app. If so, what you think. I'd be curious if you've done any programs on it, if you have any recommendations, or if you do the single classes, like what are your favorite settings? Because there's definitely still a lot to play around with. And I do feel like the first day I liked the least, and that was kind of just like a learning curve. And now I feel a lot more comfortable, and it's like way easier to flow throughout a workout. So if you don't like the first class, I'd recommend trying a couple more classes just to see. And also figuring out what your favorite music to listen to is, because I definitely need some hype up music. That is it for this video. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.